Hey guys, so this class is for anyone who's feeling a little bit run down. I've been a little bit sick the last few days, so I created a class specifically for what I need to feel, I guess, a bit better. Also for anyone who's feeling a bit jet lagged or just all around tired. So there's going to be a lot of circular movements with the body, and this is to activate and kind of flush out the lymphatic system, which, when we're sick, it gets a bit clogged and your lymph nodes might get swollen, and we're just going to do a little bit of a flush out, and also we'll be opening up parts of the body that we tend to close off when we're sick. So you might be laying in bed curled up in a ball, or you might just be kind of like hunching over, struggling to breathe. So we're really going to try to open out through the chest and opening through our arms and other places where our lymphatic system kind of runs. So definitely through like the sides of the body, we'll be working through that. So very, very slow class, and just take it easy. If you don't want us to do any of the standing poses, which is just for the first few minutes anyways, and you can do everything sitting down as well. Okay, let's get started. So we'll just start standing just for the first few moments here. And you're going to take your hands, interlace them behind the nape of your neck, opening out through the chest. And we're just going to start doing little body circles. So very, very slowly, moving around in one direction, nice and slow. Maybe closing your eyes, just imagining whatever, if you have a chest cold or if your lungs are a bit tight, just imagining that part of your body starting to break apart the stuckness. And then over time, making the circles a little bit bigger, opening up the chest even more. Maybe bending the knees if you need to, just allowing the body to open up organically. And this circular movement is allowing the lymphatic system to kind of just open and drain and flush. And then over time we'll make bigger circles, so maybe allowing the head to drop all the way down, opening up through the chest. And just making as big as circles as feels comfortable for you. Doing one more in this direction. Feeling the sides of the body open up as you come up. And then pause in the center, find your balance, root down through the feet. And then we'll start with the other side. So little movement side to side. Going in the opposite direction as you were before. Opening the chest up as you come up. And then gently, gently allowing the circles to open up. Just be a bit bigger, maybe bending the knees, opening out through the side. And then on your next few ones, making as big as circles as you can, maybe dropping the head all the way down towards the earth, opening up the top. Beautiful. Last one, we meet up at the top. Root down through the feet to get your balance. Drop the arms down by your side. Bring your left foot back behind your right. Bring your right hand to the outside of your right thigh. Lift up through the left hand and then extend over to the right. So just allowing the side body, the left side body, to open out, especially if we're laying on our side or laying in bed or binge watching Netflix because we're sick. The sides of the body get super tight. It's exactly where the lymphatic system runs down through. Inhale back to center. Exhale, release the foot. Bring the right foot behind the left. Bring your left hand to the outside of the left thigh. Inhale, rise the right arm up. And exhale, leaning over to the left, opening out through the right side body. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, release the hand. We're going to bring our left hand to hold on to our right elbow. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, bring the right ear towards the right shoulder. Just holding here for a few breaths. And then dipping the chin down towards the chest, and then bring the chin up towards the sky. So just kind of doing like a half circle on the right side, so not crossing over to the left. And then if there's any sticky parts that would feel really good just to stop and hold, allow yourself to feel into that. So maybe taking 1 or 2 breaths in a really sticky part, and then moving again until you find another sticky part. And sticky just means kind of like tight or not as open as the others. And then inhale back to center. Swapping sides, so bring your right hand to your left elbow. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Holding here for a few breaths just to open up the neck. And then when you're ready, dropping the chin down towards the chest, and then rotating the chin up towards the sky. Just keeping it on the left side here, and then if there's any sticky parts that you want to hold, find your space and hold for 1 to 2 breaths. And then continue moving until you find another sticky space. Beautiful. Inhale, back to center. Now, if you have like a trampoline or maybe like a pillow or a bed or something a little bit springy, or you can just stay on the floor, we're just going to gently bend our knees and allow our body to kind of open up in its own way. It's kind of bouncing up and down, and this is just to replicate a trampoline, which is really good for lymphatic flushing. So just for a few breaths, allow your hands to kind of jiggle and dangle, and allow your body just to kind of move with the bounce. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Straighten the legs, rise the arms up towards the sky. And exhale, forward fold down towards the earth. Just here for a moment, because I know if you have a stuffed nose, you don't want to hang heavy in a forward fold. We're going to bring our left foot back, so we're in a low lunge, and then drop the left knee down towards the floor. Inhale, rise the arms up, opening out through the front of the left hip. And then bring your right hand back towards your left, the back of your left thigh. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, leaning back, opening up that front body. Trying to maintain as steady of a breath as you can, but understanding that it's difficult when you're sick. And inhale, back to center. Exhale, frame the foot. Tuck the toes, come back to a low lunge, step back to plank, and then swap sides. So left foot comes in between the hands, setting up in a low lunge, and then dropping the right knee down towards the earth. Untuck the toes, inhale, rising the arms up. Just setting up here for a few breaths, allowing that front right thigh to kind of melt down towards the mat, opening up. And then when you're ready, bring the left hand towards the back of the right thigh. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, leaning back. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, framing the hands. Tuck the back toes, step back to plank. We're going to drop both knees down. Make your knees nice and wide, toes to touch behind. So setting up for child's pose, leaning back. I want you to walk your hands as far as you can forward, and then gently placing the forehead down towards the mat. If your hips can't reach your heels or it's super uncomfortable, place a pillow on your calves so your bum can reach the pillow. So we're stretching our hands out super far so we get a good stretch through the armpits and through the lats, opening out through the lymphatic system. And then inhale, look forward. We'll walk our hands towards the side so your left hand is almost off or is off the mat on the right side. And then leaning back into the hips. So the left hip is sinking back towards the left heel, stretching out through the left side. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, walking the hands over to the left. So right hand is over on the left hand side of the mat, sinking the right hip back towards the heels and opening out through the right side. Gentle pressure on the forehead. With every inhale, see if you can lift your back of the heart up towards the sky, and exhale, lengthen out even more. Elbows are up off the mat, so active arms. And if it's difficult to breathe through your nose because you might be stuffed up or congested, just breathe through the mouth nice and steady. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, child's pose, active arms, elbows up off the mat, fingertips grabbing onto the mat. Inhale, rock forward, come into tabletop position so your knees are underneath your hips. And we're gonna walk our hands out for a heart opener here. You can make your hands as wide as you need to, especially if you have a pinch in the shoulders, and then drop the forehead down towards the mat. So you should really feel this through the front body, through the armpits, through the forearms, stretching out and opening the front of the body where we so often curl up in a ball and just try your very best to feel better. But this will be so good in counteracting those movements. Trying to press the shins into the mat, keeping the hips square. And allowing the heart to open. Beautiful. Come back up. We'll walk our hands back. We're going to sit onto our bum. So I'll just face you. We're going to sit onto our bum. Cross-legged, or whichever way is easiest, palms facing down. So just as we did as we were standing, we'll do it now sitting. We'll do circles and side body and neck stretch. So just start to make some circles and some movements which feel natural for you. Move in one direction for 4 or 5 movements. Just allow your shoulders to get into it, opening, maybe even the neck getting into it. Allowing the upper body to just open and release. And then once you've done a few in one direction, do it in the other. Opening the chest as you come up. I always feel so much better after doing circular movements, especially when I feel I have a chest cold or I'm congested. It just feels like it breaks everything up. And then after your last circle, just meet in the center. We'll bring your left hand out towards the side. Inhale, reaching the right arm up. And exhale, leaning over to the left hand side. Maybe looking up towards the ceiling so you rotate your chest up towards the sky. Drawing the right hip down towards the mat. Getting length from the fingertips all the way down towards the hip. And inhale, back to center, other side. So right hand down towards the mat. Inhale, left goes up, grow tall. And exhale, leaning over to the right. Left hip sinking down towards the mat. Getting a nice extension through the fingertips down towards the hip and rotating the chest up towards the sky. Doing the very best that you can given the energy that you're given today. And inhale. Back to center. Bring the left hand out towards the side, right hand on top. reaching over to your left ear. Inhale, grow tall, and exhale, bringing the right ear towards the right shoulder. Just a gentle pulling though, don't, break your neck. Reaching the left fingertips farther away, getting that stretch through the neck. Every exhale, seeing if you can expand through the neck even more. And inhale, back to center. Release, other side. So bringing the left hand over and around towards your right ear. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring the left ear towards the left shoulder. Gentle pull with the hand on the ear. And then slowly walking the right fingertips out in space. One side might be a lot more open than the other, and just taking note, that might be the side that you're sleeping on more often than not. Beautiful. Inhale, back to center. We'll rock forward and come onto all fours again. Gentle, gentle, we're just going to lower down onto the earth. So we're going to bring our right arm out into a 90-degree angle. So looking at your arm, your elbow should be in line with your shoulder, and then your hand should be in line with your elbow. So it's like a perfect 90-degree or goalpost, whichever way you want to look at it. And then bring your right cheek onto the mat. Your left hands are tented up. Your fingertips are tented onto the floor. Slowly we're going to roll over onto our right side, and then maybe bending the left knee and touching the left toes to the right side of the mat. So you should be getting a really open stretch through your right chest. So through this is the pec minor. Definitely something that tightens up and closes, not only just when we're sick, but when we're sitting at work, at a desk, or hunching over after a long flight. So this is a really therapeutic pose. And if this is too much, just bring it back to just having your legs stacked on top of each other. We're here for 5 breaths. Pressing down into your thumb and your index finger. And then with every exhale, seeing if you can send some love and light into the tight space through the chest. 2 more breaths. And exhale, release. Switching sides, so bringing your left hand out in a 90-degree angle, so your elbow is in line with your shoulder and your hands in line, wrists in line with your elbow, tenting up your right fingertips here. We're going to roll over to our left side. If that's enough, stay. Otherwise, bend your right knee and touch your tippy toes to the outside of the left side of your mat. Maybe, moving your foot around just to see where it feels good. Pressing down through your index finger and thumb on your left hand. And just breathing here. Two more breaths. And exhale. Release. Beautiful. We will come up now into a supported up dog. So we're not coming up to up dog where our knees are up off the mat. We're just going to bring our hands in line with our chest and gently rolling up using our hands, almost like you're doing like an ab stretch, like after you do a bunch of ab workout. Just allowing the chest to open out. Your legs are planted firmly down onto the earth. Gently squeeze the bum to protect the lower back. And then if it feels all right for you, opening up the neck, dropping the head back. I typically don't teach dropping the head back, but when I'm sick, it really helps me feel like I'm opening up my airways, opening up parts of my neck and my muscles and my neck and my shoulders that have been tightening up. Squeezing the elbows in towards the sides, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And exhale, bring the head back first, and then bending the elbows, lowering down. Keeping the hands as they are, we're just going to press back into child's pose, close knees just for a moment. And then walking the hands in towards the knees, we press up into a seated position. Beautiful. Now we're going to come into a side stretch here, another one. So bring your left leg out as if you're going into, full caterpillar here, but left leg out, right knee bent, and your sole of the foot is inside the inside of your groin. So first we're going to start with just some circular movement. So inhale, lifting the right arm up towards the sky. Exhale, bend over, but not all the way towards your left toes. And then sweep your hand towards the front of your mat, all the way around towards the side, and inhale, back up to center. Exhale, over towards the toes, sweeping around, and inhale, up towards center. One more. Exhale over, reaching forward. Inhale, back to center. Bring your left elbow onto your left thigh. We're going to place our hand onto our side of our left side of the face here. So we're supporting the neck. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, dropping the hand over towards the left foot. So we're just using the hand as support here, so we're not straining our neck to hold it up. Just allow it to completely collapse. Maybe your fingertips can reach your toes, but by all means that is not the purpose. We're just trying to open up the side body. Allow the lymphatic system space to expand and contract and detox and flush. 2 more breaths. And inhale, back up to center. Drop the hand, second side. So right leg is outstretched, left foot is inside towards the groin. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Exhale, over towards the toes. Reach forward and around. And inhale, back up. Exhale, over. Reach forward and around. And inhale, up. Exhale, reach over. Around to the front. Inhale, back up. Last one. Exhale, reach forward and around. Inhale, back up. Bring your right elbow to your right thigh. And then support the side of your face. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach over. Seeing if you can rotate the chest up towards the sky. Drawing your left hip down towards the mat. Maybe closing the eyes. Two more breaths. And inhale, back to center. Beautiful. We're going to roll down onto our back, nice and gentle. Bring the knees, grab onto your shins, just below the knees with your hands, and bring the knees out nice and wide, like out towards your armpits. And we're just going to do some circles here. So going in one direction, out and in, with just opening the hips up. And then go in the other direction, going out. hugging the knees in nice and tight. Bring the arms out wide, palms facing up. We're going to drop the knees over towards the right in a gentle twist. Allowing gravity to just do its work on its own. Gently bringing out any toxins or anything our body needs to clear out to make space for the good stuff so that we can all start feeling better. And inhale, bring the knees back to center. And we'll drop the knees over to the left. Inhale, back to center. Give yourself one final big hug. And then we're going to outstretch the legs. So typically in Shavasana, we have our arms relatively close in towards our side. But for this Shavasana, I'd like us to feel super expansive and as wide as we can go. So, wiggle your feet out wide past the mat. Bring your hands and arms kind of in a T shape. I'm next to a wall here, so I can't let my arm as wide as possible, but almost like you're a starfish, like you're starfishing out. You can have your arms up above, or you can have them out to the side, but just feel as expansive and wide and open as you possibly can. When we're sick or tired or just not feeling well, we just curl up and try to protect ourselves and round in. And the only way we can make space for new or make space for good or light or love is to just stay open. So just allow this physical space to create that for you through Shavasana. I invite you to pause this video at least for another 5 minutes if you have the time. Otherwise, start to gather your knees in towards the chest. And we'll gently just rock up into a seated position. Meet in easy pose or just stay lying down if you really don't feel well. Bring your hands, palms facing down onto your legs, onto your thighs. Close the eyes. Just start taking a few deep breaths. If your nose is congested, breathe through the mouth, that's okay. And just start to pinpoint where exactly does this illness, does this dis-ease feel like it's originating from? Is it in the lungs? Is it in the heart? Is it in the throat? And what could that possibly be trying to tell you? Is your sickness trying to tell you, hey, you need to slow down? You need to rest. Is your throat hurting you? Are you holding anything back? Are you not expressing yourself fully? Are you pushing yourself too hard with exercise? Are your lungs saying, please just rest? Wherever that's stemming from you, if it's in the head, if you're thinking in your head too much, if it's in the throat, the chest, the heart, overall body aches, pains, I want you to take a deep inhale in. And on your exhale, send the openness, the spaciousness, the light that you've just created through practice, send it to wherever you're aching. Allow that space to feel the warmth and the light and the love. With every exhale, sending your magic to that spot in your body. And over the next few breaths, as you do that, just start to be grateful that your body is doing everything that it can to get back on track. And start to make a promise to yourself that you'll give yourself the time and the space to heal. To not judge yourself for being sick, not be angry with yourself for missing an event because you don't feel well. Tapping into that intuition, your natural knowing that something isn't right and you need to rest. Thank you so much for joining class today. I hope you all feel better soon.